Yes, we are.
Isn't that awesome?
It is. It is. She's really nice, and you know, she's just really kind.
Yeah, I've heard good things about her.
Yeah, she's a nice girl. Really nice girl. And
So she's worthy.
yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
It's Owen.
She's marrying the most interesting man.
For now.
Mhm.
Yeah. As soon as you get married, as soon as they get married, he's not quite as interesting
Well,
anymore.
that's a darn truth.
I tell you, just forget it. Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
hunt
there's
was
some declining there.
the hunt was so much better, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, but she's always been so kind to us and stuff. So it's
Was
really
she
nice to see.
surprised? Did he surprise her?
No, they've been talking about it,
Oh,
and
that's
he
good.
did. He did have the get her like her grandma's ring resized and everything for her.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, so she's really
Yeah,
was
that's very
excited
nice.
about that, and she kind of told him that you should propose to me now. And it was
Yeah,
like great Christmas morning.
yeah.
So
That's what we say whenever anybody asks, what's Scott doing for this, for that, for their wedding they're planning. And it's like whatever Grace tells them to.
there he goes. He's a smart kid. He's a
Yep.
smart guy.
Yep.
Yeah. So are, you said they're planning on where are they going for
They are going to get married in Florida, kind of where she grew up.
hmm
So I'm glad I'm the mother of the groom because I think it's going to be complicated. I don't know anything about planning a little distance wedding.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you'll be done then, won't you?
Yeah.
You got them both taken care of.
Yeah, that'll be kind of nice.
You had an easy one on your daughter, I must say.
She was so easy. And she knows, she knew what she wanted, and none of it was fancy or huge or because she's kind of a hippie.
Yeah.
So yeah, she was really easy. A lot of a lot of things to do. There was a lot of little tasks assigned, making this and that and signs and boxes for cards and all this stuff. But yeah, she's easy. I think Scott will be easy too, actually. So
Yeah.
are you going to have a reenactment wedding?
I do. I kind of leaving it up to him.
That could be really fun.
Yeah. What the? Sorry, I'm just
No, go ahead, do your thing.
they have Zoom has rechanged their microphone things here, so I'm getting an echo feedback and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
So I'm
go
trying,
ahead, work on it.
and they move some things around, so I'm trying to figure out where to go.
Go ahead, don't let me distract
Is
you.
that better? Can you hear me?
I could hear you fine the first time.
Okay. Well, it's not echoing now, so I did something right, I think.
Good.
We will see. Maybe let's see. Now, do I have to rejoin?
I can
Maybe.
see you.
Okay. Recording in progress. Did it? Did it again?
Yeah, it did. Now I hear it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Maybe not. No. So pissed off at these guys. What? Yep. So everybody's looking at me going, what is he doing?
You sound fine.
Okay. Yeah, it's just my little phone though. Uh, it's talking back to me, so I can got a little echo to myself. I know it's gonna drive me nuts till I figured it out. Anyway, that's not it. Oh well, we'll make it go and I'll figure it out on the next one. Uh,
Can you
all
still
right.
hear it? Can you still hear it?
I yeah, well it will do it just a little bit. It's
Maybe
just
it's because you're on the participants list twice.
yeah, well, one's my phone and one's me.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
oh damn. Weird. Hasn't done this in a while. Thank you, Zoom. All right. Going with that. Yes. All right. It's gonna be a little funky then tonight. Hear me fine. Well, let's see if this works. All right, here we go. Let's get everything set up. Got to hear Tammy is here. Oh, Mike's here. Lynette, how are you doing, Lynette?
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yay,
Well,
Lynette.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, Lynette.
I lost my husband and I'm sad. But
Yeah, you should.
he's in a
Painting will distract you a little bit.
yes, he's
A while.
in a better place. So
So sorry for you though.
thank you very much.
So, well, yeah. I can't say there's nothing I can say. Sorry.
It's okay.
I know. You're too nice. You're too nice. Uh, okay. Well, thanks for joining anyway. Today's our first class of the winter session. We'll be doing 8 classes. And they're going to be a little bit of everything again. Usually my Monday nights, I like to, you know, get landscapes in there, and I like to get, seascape or maybe a still life even. We have a few things people want to do nocturnal scenes. So we'll get a nighttime shot painting in. We're not going to go out and do it, but we'll have something to paint that's going to be very dark. And then we'll got animals. We're gonna put some animals in some of these things. We'll put animals in there. That's kind of what I'm known for now. So I will try to bring those in as much as possible. So we'll definitely get some good ones in there. And then we'll take requests too. I mean, there are some things people want to paint really bad. And then, so just, kind of email me or tell us at the end here if there's something that you have had a hankering to paint, and I can always take a look for it and see if I can work it into these 8 weeks. One of these 8-week classes, we'll be doing a double painting. I mean, we're going to be doing not a double painting, 2-week painting. Since it's winter, the reason I'm kind of hesitant about doing 2-week paintings in these classes is because of, well, the way the paint dries for me. I can't stand it. The second week, first week you got to get it going and stuff, and then the second week it's kind of, you got dry spots and wet spots yet, and so it gets really kind of funky. But being winter, I can always take my painting, put it in a box, and keep it outside when it's cold, and it will stay wet the whole month or whole week. And so when I pull it back out and stuff, I'll be still painting wet into wet, which is what I like to do. It's not really wet into wet, but it won't be so when we have those tacky spots that will kind of grab and hold the brush there a little bit. So we'll have that to look forward to. We'll also be doing a knife painting. It's a little knife painting, a little palette knife painting, and some other techniques we'll be talking about. And then tons of color mixing. So it's going to be quite kind of exciting, at least for me. I always, I'm that kind of guy. So this first class, we are going to paint a regular white pelican. But it's one of these paintings I kind of love to kind of do because of the darkness and the lightness in it, that it has so much dark in it that it almost, that the bird itself gets cut out with that just a little highlight going around it. And that's what I always kind of find is just the thing that takes a painting over the top, is being able to do that little thin line going around its head, and everything else is just big and blocky, and then you got this really delicate line and hold it together, and then you got this color mixes that are just work really well. So that's what I liked about this. And this came from, again, a friend of ours, Susie Bell. Susie Bell, she's the one who also took if you were in my almost free class, you saw my the horse we did there. She was a photographer on that too. And this is another place right out there in Arizona. So let's see what we got. I'm going to pull it up. And if you guys got any questions, again, I know some of you, a couple new people. you can ask your question anytime, just unmute yourself and say, hey, what the hell did you mean? And I'll say, I don't know. But, and we'll go over and figure out what I was talking about. So anyway, so anytime you need a conference, I'm around. So, okay, here we go. We got them. Boy, they showed up. Here we are. This is the black and white version. I always like showing the grayscale version of it. Because the values are some of the strengths of painting. If you can hit values and the temperature of the color, and in the right family, you got everything you need to make this thing make it work. So color wise, value wise, yeah, you got some really strong darks back in here. No white at all. These guys are going to be in these 9s and 10 ranges. Definitely a lot of transparencies back in there. So it's going to be great for our darks. Then you got your midtones. Most of those guys you're going to find in these in the water here. They're going to be still pretty dark, probably 7s and 8s here. A lot of darker stuff and still going on in that. Even the bird itself, even its body and its beak and the neck, of course, are still very dark. And and if you squint at this, you can squint at it. They're still at 7s and 8s, and maybe get up to 6s into some of the break areas here around the wings and stuff. You might get a little lighter. This also shows you how deep red goes, because its beak here is very red, but that red is such a dark color when it goes to gray. I mean, it's really down here again, 7/8 area. The only thing that keeps this thing, really breaks up all the darks are the lines and the highlights. Those guys are pretty bright, but I think a lot of it has to do more with being a contrast, being against this dark black so much that they look lighter than they really are. Really, they're about 2s. I would be in the 2 range. Try not to use the 1, which is almost pure white, and then 0 is pure white. So we can start. I would start with 2, and then if you're going to be little spots, you might have to shoot up to a little bright, even brighter. Go to get up to 1. So that's about it on that. So let's talk about the design a little bit. Okay. Color, very gold. A lot of warmth in the background, even though this background back in here on this guy, it looks really, just dark. And sometimes you think darks go to the cool side, but those are very red. There's a lot of red in those areas, and green. So my regular students know exactly where we're going, where I'm going with it. But like there are some really strong golds in here that feed through, and then the reflections again are gold. You can that's all, that transparent oxide, pretty much transparent oxide, phthalo green, a little bit more oxide probably. Maybe even we'll try a couple other mixes too to try to get that gold a little stronger, maybe a pop. And then I'm looking at its beak, like I was mentioning, it has that reddish color to it. But then it really gets toned down there. I'm thinking, might even go with a little bit of blue into a red to get that to fade back there. We will be also talking about some simple things about getting your reflection to lay down. What keeps it laying down? Because there is a slight reflection here, and some little simple rules about reflection we'll talk about when we get there. Well, we'll talk about it right now. One of the things is darks go like a step lighter in reflections, and lights go a step darker. So they kind of reverse each other. So as you can tell, the bird itself, this is sort of light, but it's kind of in the midtones range here. So it doesn't really hit into your lights and doesn't hit in your dark. So it almost, cancels each other out and goes to that. But some of these darker areas up in here, when they reflect down, are lighter down than there. And of course, some of these darks back in here really did lighten up a lot. Okay, some basic little things to look at about this. The bird itself, laying it out. It's a pretty good layout. I mean, if you split your painting, if you split your painting down into, thirds. Oh, sorry, thirds. Not this one. That's not a third. You can start to seeing where that head is. The head's going to be up here in the top third. Takes it out of the middle. The middle here, pretty much don't want your focus to be there. Head's always going to grab the focus, no matter what it is, what animal it is, or what person it is. Usually, the head's going to be your focus around the eyes or something, and so just being out of the center, it's great. It's great. That's what you want. Other things, to notice that it is in that one sweet spot. It is in that third realm. So that's also a good layout thing. So we're good to go. Little things size wise, laying it out. It is, like I said, it is a little centered. So if you did want to push it back, maybe this way, gave it a little bit more scooch of room this way, that would be okay to do. That'd be a good answer. Good thing to do. Laying it out again, looking at the circle of his head. Sometimes, drawing these things out can take a while. So a little help speeding it out. If you use the head here up here as like your measuring tool, that circle, if you go circles like that size, you get another circle there. You can see that this area here is about, what is it, a little bit over 2.5 circles long. So from its head, 2.5 heads really from there. So we know the length, how to get the length, and then the body. Really, it's 1, 2, and a little bit right around 3. We'll do it. So 3 heads. So usually that's what a lot of the things I'll do when I'm laying things out is really find something to measure things off of, so I can get the perspective right and get the, what the distances are. So I'm not fighting it. One thing about reflections, again, also they go straight down. Look at that thing. It's almost straight down. It's going to hit. You don't have to do too much. A lot of times when I paint them, I will be painting them with a vertical stroke, basically because that's kind of what they do. They kind of are break up towards us like that. And sometimes just that downstroke will do that. Uh, that I'm just talking about the bird. I'm not really talking about the colors and stuff on the sides here. Those guys, yeah, are going to be nice and things. So, all right. Let's see. Let me replace this. Also, looking at things when you're doing this, ripples in the water. These guys line up. These guys are all part of each other. These guys, these are lines. These are direct lines that go across the whole painting. They do not start here and then pick up here. They really carry through. Uh, they do have a something. So that's just keeps them simple. The nice thing though about this is how they do the light changes them a little bit. On this side we can see it down lower, but you can see the line really is right there, but it gets burnt out by the light, and so really the next time you pick up some darkness in that water, it's back farther, so you got a little stage back there. So that's nice. That's good to have. It's good to break, kind of breaks it up, so it isn't like this. It isn't too boring. But these are just some things that understand that these guys are related, that these guys can be very boring rings, these little ripples, that they come at you at a certain rate and they just kind of fall off at the end. They get softer and softer, but they come at you at, they just seem like they kind of boring because they come at you at you get the same distance between them all. So we will be playing with that and breaking that up so we don't have, just like this area. Sorry, let me clean this up. Just like how this drops down and this goes up, some of those lines break up over here. We're going to be doing looking at that same effect carrying on while we paint it and stuff too, so we don't have it too many of these little teeny lines to think about. Other things than that, it goes pretty well. Let's see. Let me get rid of this real quick. Any questions? Okay, let me get rid of it. Let me look over here and I see who everybody is. There might be a guy trying to get in, and I don't know if I have to let him in or not. One second, I'm going to send him a new an invite, a new student here. So 1 second. Oh shoot, that's of course Ray's. Oh, can't send it to him because I don't know his last name. I don't have Ray's last name there, so never mind. Okay, so the next part of this,
Would you know the email? Maybe we can look it up and send it to him.
yeah, that's true. Let me see. You guys, I get it. If you're not guys are in a huge hurry here, let me zoom back here and get out of here for a second. Send it again to him.
Ray Blue K Blue
Yeah, that should be him.
EY at Hotmail.
Yeah. Okay. Let me forward that to him. Won't come up because he's already on the original.
I sent it to him.
You did?
Yeah.
Never mind then.
What do you pay me for?
I don't know what I do. What do I, you know? What have I been doing? You okay? Anyway, so let's look and see what we have over here. Oh, we have a mess over here too. Ah, this thing. So somebody tried calling me, and so my this thing decides to okay. A little bit of everything. Oh shoot. Oh, there. Plug in my phone. See, it's been so long, I just can't remember how to do anything. Nah, it's all right. Here we go. Few things here. I got some synthetic brushes here I'll be using today. My big one. This will do 3/4 of the painting. Then I'll be using these for the cut arounds, probably the highlight in the painting. But these guys here are going to be doing a lot of nice transparent work, like in the background and feathers and things like that. Bristle brushes do a great job on that. So we'll be putting those over there. I also have my palette knife, which I will be mixing my colors with. And I have my little trusty paint eraser I made and stuff. So you never know. You make a mistake, you can always clean it up and get you going again. I also have with me, if I want to do some rings, those tiny little teeny rings. I'm not sure what I do with it. You see these rings here and stuff. This guy, when you can start to clean it, we clean out an area like in here, it's going to leave a little of the color on the edge here, and you can just come down lower and drop it in, the paint down and further in. It works really great. So this is just like a $2 squeegee, window squeegee. This is like a 5-inch, 5.5-inch, or 6-inch. And this is a rubber tip in here. It works really great. It's good for like buildings too, when you get to paint squared up buildings and things like that. It's a good one. So I will put these guys away. Also, you want to show you guys a nice gift I was just given? With those new Rosemary brushes from Rosemary herself. They sent me a nice little gift certificate because they want me to come teach there next year in England. So it's nice little gift. And thanks to Lisa for hooking me up with that. Oh gosh,
They didn't send me a pack of brushes.
Okay, I have a bunch of them for you. You get all my used ones.
Oh, great. Excellent.
See, this is a used one. This is a nice used one. It's still good. I mean,
It's fine. I like their brushes. They're beautiful.
yeah, they get great brushes. They're fabulous.
Now you have to pay a tariff if you want them.
I think I did when I got, because they came from there, so they did come there. Another thing here, I can put my paints on. I'm sorry about this. I'll tell you, I'm putting out titanium white here. My paints are again Rembrandt paints. Because they're great paints. They are fabulous paints. Now I'm looking for a cad yellow light. Cad yellow light. I already have enough probably out for the painting itself, but we're just gonna double it up. And then I got CAD red light. So first color was titanium white, of course, CAD yellow light, and CAD, and then the next one is CAD red light. These lights in my CAD orange, these guys pretty much are the light, some of the lightest CADs out there. So they really help clean up my paintings. And if you come to a workshop, you get free paint to use too. Next one, I got some, I'm going to put out some ochre. Yellow ochre. And then next to that, I am putting out my light oxide red, which I probably have enough here, so should be okay. I think that's enough. Then alizarin crimson will be my next color. Alizarin crimson, and of course, that's the one color I'm looking for. Their faces are all the same. When we get to these reds, they all get a little bit of real close, too close, but you're trying to show you the color. Then I have my cobalt blue hue I'm going to put out. That is from Utrecht. And cobalt blue hue is a knockoff of cobalt. That's what the hue means. It's really just a knockoff of cobalt, scientifically made to be look just like cobalt when you add white. But at this stage, the dark stage, it's one of the darkest colors I have. So I love it for that. Then I have phthalo green on the blue side. And my last color, probably be sure that's it already. This transparent oxide red. And I already have it out on here, but let's give it another squeeze. So you can see it. So for me not being prepared, I can show you at least how I lay out my colors. Been laying them out like this forever. You know, for me now at this point, it's just muscle memory. When I'm painting stuff, I know exactly where my certain colors are. So yeah, that's another thing. Painting, what I'm gonna be painting with, my medium. I'll be painting with again safflower oil. I like safflower oil because it just doesn't turn yellow, doesn't smell, works great. It's the kind of medium I like. I've been using it for years. And then I clean up my brushes at the end of the day with baby oil. Did you not paint with that baby oil? I just clean my brushes, wipe them out with that. That's all you have to do. And then you got to get Rosemary to send you new brushes all the time because you screwed them up, right? See, I'm thinking. All right. So those are what we got going. All right. Next stage, getting the colors right, getting some of these colors to work. This photo is not going to, I got two there, in fact. One's supposed to be for these darks back in here. As you can see on the screen when we were making it, they had a lot more warmth in them. They had a lot of warm reds and greens into them. And that's usually what I see too. I mean, and then coming forward into the into the Pelican itself, you can start seeing pieces of those colors reflected into his color, but you also can see the purples and blues into his coloring. So we're going to mix up those colors first, the dark colors. I'm going to make 2 rows. I'll be making rows of colors. Be mixing 2 colors of each color I mix. One on the warm side, one will be on the cool side. They happen normally, naturally, just because one's warm, one's cool. They're compared to the other. That's the way it goes. So I want to have one of each, and these having one of each at the same value create a lot of makes painting easy because everything kind of goes together. All right, first few colors. I'm going to put out 2 pieces of phthalo green. Now, phthalo green on this blue side, this is a nice little color that I think gets a bad rap because everybody's afraid of it because it gets on your fingers and stuff and you become green. But if you control it, it plays well with a lot of colors. By itself, it can be a bear, but it will mix into with colors really, really nice. So the first 2 colors, I'm going to put out 2 spots of green, phthalo green, and then put alizarin into them. One's going to be more alizarin than green. So when I bring it down, pull it down, you won't see too much green. That was just a little bit too much. So I'll stay on the red side. And then this one, well, let's flip it around. This is going to stay on the red side. Didn't have much green laying there. So that one turns green, and then this one will stay on the green side. So that one's probably right down the middle. It looks a little, that'll be good. Because whenever you put white in these colors, they just really start to show up. So alizarin and phthalo green. One on the alizarin side, one on the green side when you mix the 2 together. So you have 2 piles. The next 2 colors, I'm just going to go right down the line. Again, phthalo green. My real dark and my new red would be a light oxide red. Light red oxide. And I put enough into it, and I can gonna feel a little red. A little bit too red, but it's really pretty close. Then this side will be the green side. Just a little too green. I'll add just a little bit more green to or oxide to it. You see this? This works pretty good there. Okay. I'll leave those so you can see I put a lot of more oxide red in that one than this one. So you can see the green just pulls it through. Right. Next one. I'm going to start off with up here with transparent oxide. So I'm going to put out some big piles of that. That color is probably going to do figure out pretty much this whole bottom and stuff. Going to get in here a lot.
And the oxide red is the Venetian?
Yeah, Venetian. Yeah, some of the colors, if you don't have these colors, you don't have oxide red or light oxide red, you can use Venetian, or you can use Terra Rosa. And then if you don't have transparent oxide red, you could use burnt sienna, which would work. If you don't have phthalo green, you could use Viridian. And if you don't have my regular blue, you can use any Prussian blue. No, don't use Prussian blue, but you could use French ultramarine and alizarin. Uh, you know, uh, you have to find another sweet red. Okay. Um, so I put out here transparent oxide. I wanted to put a little bit of phthalo green. As you can see, everybody, my students are rolling their eyes because they knew where I was going before I mentioned it. So I'm bringing the green into that color because transparent oxide is a weak color, and the phthalo will just like this one. You can just see I barely put any in, and it went to the green side really quick. So did not pass go and just went. So this would be my green one, and this will be my oxide side. So I'm going to add just a little bit more oxide in this to help get the richness back. These guys will also help me with the golds. Okay. Those are my main colors. The next thing we're going to do is split these piles. Mix piles together. I'm going to split these piles probably about half. So keep one totally dark, and then the next lighter, these guys here, we're going to come up with the magic value for the painting. So what we're going to paint this painting to. And you're going to find that right into this guy, right about here, this color, this blue of his back here. And you'd say it's probably about an 8. Yeah, probably about an 8. So what I'm going to do with these second piles I made, I'm just going to add enough white to each pile to make it an 8, just white. And we just bring some white in, and that'll just give you the true color of the pile itself too. So you can start to see the alizarin start to, take the green to a purple side. And I bring that down here. I'll squint. Yeah, that's about right. Right there, that's my 8. And I will just keep adding that much paint color, a little bit. I'm just trying to get these other ones about that value. So just by adding white, little by little, and then getting it to be about that. Feel like these two here have a great relationship. I was hoping that this color here was going to get into a little bit more of this bird. Let me see what value this is.
Why does mine look so green?
You got a lot of phthalo green in it. So just add a little bit more alizarin to the color in white. You don't have to worry about it up here at the top. And just basically, if you just added just a little more phthalo to it, that's what you did right here. Just got a little bit too much phthalo. But just add a little bit of alizarin to it. It'll gray it out. We're gonna leave that there just in case. So you can see how grayed out these guys are, these midtones are. So when you can start adding colors and adding richness to them, they really just jump. So this is light oxide with phthalo green too. I'm going to add white to it, and it should gray out to a nice warm reddish purple. I think I can get that. Yeah, I can get that in his beak. That's going to be good. I mean, I might have to warm it. I'm going to have to warm it up. That might be in his beak. Just value wise, just a little dark. Yeah. Okay, that's better. Now the green side, this should be the body. When I warm this up enough, get it to the right value. This is where I was thinking what's going to end up really being the body. Color. Oh man. I have to put a little more alizarin in it. That might not even help. Yeah, that's a lot closer.
Was that originally a light oxide red and green, right? And now
Right.
you put a alizarin in it too?
Yeah, I put white into it, and now I'm just adding I added just a little more phthalo to it.
Okay.
Stuff. So I'll be playing with these two for the body. A lot of the body, these purples and stuff going into that in this section here. So this color here definitely might end up being a stronger color than I thought it was going to be. Nothing new. I'm just going to add just a little bit of white to these guys. This is the green side. Doesn't look that green though. Doesn't look like what green is really jumping out of it. Let's see, it just can be in the background a little bit. Might help out the bird, get in the bird's head a little bit. And this should go a little bit more on the red side. I'm also going to take these guys, add just a little bit of yellow to it. That starts to get in there. Yeah, definitely on my screen, this is a good color. We're going to leave that there too. And that's probably too dark. It's probably more of a 9 than an 8. But I'm going to leave it there. So that's like 3/4 of our colors we need. Now we just got to make up the bill and the lights. Let's mix up the lights since we're right there. Basically, I was going to take pieces of these guys one more time down in here of all the colors. And add white to get them. So I'm just taking little teeny pieces of them too. I'm going to add enough white to get them to a really bright 3. So more, let's say about double the amount of white compared to the color. Get it to about a 3. It's at 1 yet. We need a little more purple come through. Could go to a 2. It should have been a 2. I said 3. 2 is really the color. So let's take it to a 2. I'm going to take that color down, straight down. The green side of the colors, those are alizarin. This is the green side. And you start to see the green start to show up. Just a little dark.
Can I ask you to repeat those first two?
Up here?
Oh, that's the same as up there. You're just lightening them.
Yeah, I'm just lightening them down again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just adding enough white to make them a 2. So I just brought down just straight down, just a little pieces of the paint. I'm just gonna add enough white to make them. I probably am not even gonna be using any of these lighter colors too much, but I say that, and then I'll end up using them in the to lighten up areas, especially on his back. Some of these colors might really come in handy. Then some of the highlights and some of the dirtier colors around in here and his head and stuff. These areas could be the highlights, could definitely fit in there. That's the thing, is they can fit. That's the thing, is they're made to fit. Definitely two. That's good. These next two colors should be my highlight colors. These guys are going to go around the head of this guy really nicely. And then the last thing we got to do, well, I say last thing, it's not last thing. Now we have this done. So we have the basic colors of this guy going around here pretty nicely done. The beak. You're looking at that beak, it has a lot of transparency to it. You can really see through it. You can almost see the glow around here, going the light coming through there and stuff. So it's thick and thin, so you got a little opacity to it. So that's what I was talking about, using this light oxide red and phthalo green, but on the red side. Maybe this one too, the transparent version too. And just hitting them with probably about the same amount, equal amounts with cad red and light. Yeah, that's the dark part. Definitely starts to be the dark part. So it's at equal parts. Oops. That's equal parts, and we steal a little bit more.
Can you repeat those that you're working on, Jim?
Yep. Working on the build colors.
Mm-hmm.
So what I took was these red ones here. This is transparent. This is regular oxide red and light. So I took that and brought it over here. It has just a touch of green, and then I put cad red into it. Equal amount of cad red. And that comes down to some of these darker areas. It'd be a nice transition. And then over here with the transparent oxide up here at the top and cad red, I start to get the lighter version. They're more intense colors, the warmer part. Now what I'm going to do is take these guys. I don't need much. I'm just going to take a piece of each one and just add just a little bit of white. Just about just a touch of white to it. Value taken to probably about a 3. I'm looking for trying to get into here. That feels warm. That's about right though. Okay. Try that. And then do the same over here to this color, this red. And that should work. That should be the highlight that runs down the line of that head there. That should be right. I might add just a tad cat orange into a piece of this top part. Let me see what that does. No, not cat orange. Not cat. I'm gonna go a little bit stronger cad red. One more cad red side. Yeah, one more cad red side. Yeah, I'll do it. Funny how cad red kind of pales out as soon as you add white to it. It really becomes that nice. It definitely come down and be that line too. One of those, that one's a little cleaner. So I'll probably go to kind of lean towards the cleaner side being that. Yeah, the one little thing I didn't do is the golds. I didn't add yellow to these golds. I need to flush these guys out a little bit more, water things and stuff going. So I'm gonna take, let me take any of these oxides up here, these oxide reds, the two of oxide reds with green in them. These last four, I'm gonna bring them down in here, and I'm gonna add cad yellow to them. Probably about half and half to start with. You can see the green just pop out of this one. It starts to pop out, but it kind of helps recede it. So that could go definitely in the farther back area. Or I could bring,
Oxide and green and what else?
this is a oxide red light in phthalo green, and this is the green side. And I'm adding cad yellow in an equal part. Except for the green side just goes green. I really can't use that. So let's go to the next one. I'm going to have to fix my green. This yellow is on the green side too. This is the green comes from there. And it's going to be on the green side, which is again, don't need it. So we're going to have to fix that one. And then this last one is on the red side. And again, I have just a touch too much green in it. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to fix that with a transparent oxide and yellow. That should have been a color up here too, but figured I'll use it down here. So this is transparent oxide. I just added to it a little bit more, which is what it was supposed to be, but you can see that it's going to start to fall in that right area. I'm going to add transparent oxide to both these guys. Because they are just, the green is just not going to work. So this is, I might add more yellow to it. So these two colors really don't look quite the same. Lighten it up, that'll help lighten it up. And oh man, that nails it. These colors definitely are in painting. You're gonna need good piles of these ones. Now these guys kind of went a little hunky because of the green, so I'm gonna put some cad orange in this guy. A little bit of cad orange to get that, see if I can get that green out of it and get it to a little more useful color. And it's close, but no cigar. A little bit more. How's that look? I might be able to get it in here a little bit. This one. Definitely, I think I could use it.
My video failed, but I can see him.
I can hear you.
Hello.
Right now, it's you. You can see this. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you too.
Okay. Well, you got the best of both worlds. Okay, so this is pretty much the colors. There might be one more. I wanted to show it to you anyway. It's another phthalo green and red one, which would be phthalo green in cad red. After doing this, I was trying not to, do too many colors. But this is like one I probably should have had out. I was hoping it was, it's gonna go with these guys. And it would be a nice transition color from your dark blacks to some of the lighter colors. So this last one, I'm not gonna make any lighter versions of it. I'm gonna keep it really rich. So it's just phthalo phthalo green and just cad red light. And this is the red side. And that's the green side, which and enough red on my knife there that kind of just went to the wrong side. There we go. That's probably too much. Anyway. There we go. Now we got colors. Now we got things we can work with. You see what this guy does. The yellow one it though. Yeah. That's gonna give me another one. Just a different color than oh, it's really close to the cat orange one mixed in. All right. All right, so we got a bunch of lights. We probably could add white to a piece of each one of these guys too, just to get them up in here. I'm just going to do this yellow one at the end, yellow and white one. And I'll tell you what color that is. A cad red, pale green mix, bunch of cad yellow in it, and then finally at the end, bringing in the white to heighten it up a little bit more. Good color to have. Really kind of nice. Quit playing around, making dirt, mud. All right. But these guys want to keep strong. So that's it. I'm just going to go through the colors for you. We did phthalo green and alizarin at the first part. This is on the alizarin side, so it's on the red side, and this is on the green side. So when you bring them down and add white to them to about 8, you went to number 8 on the value scale here. Now you can see all the, the value of it change right about an 8. This is this same color, just a little bit more green into it. That just came from there just to show you that we could change things around here. We can just, bump colors up, trying to give them more strength. Over here, we went into light oxide red. Again, this or Terra Rosa could be, or Venetianish, and phthalo green. And we brought it down to about, again, 8, with enough adding white to it, about an 8. Then we brought them down in here, and we added white to them to get them to about a 3. So we brought these two down, that came over here, and then these two, and then these ones here are just transparent oxide over here. Red oxide, transparent red oxide with phthalo green, just a little bit of phthalo green. And just add just a touch more green to it because it is just a little flat. I mean, it's just not green enough. Okay. So adding enough white to them to get them to about around the 8. Maybe going a little 9, but these guys are going to do a lot of yeoman's work on this painting. Over here, I'm going to add these at the end here. These are green, again, phthalo green and cad red light. Really a lot of red in that one. That one, you can just see how the richness, how rich that is. What I did over here, this is going to be the bill area where we're going to, some of the colors for the bill are going to be in here. They came from, again, these reds up here from our midtones of the oxide red light over here and the transparent oxide red. And then we just added cad red light to them. And then just added a little bit of white. This one I thought was really good, but I pushed the red a little bit more. So I took a piece of this one Added just a touch more cad red light to it, and then added white to it. So you can see how bright that got. So I took those guys down, and then I also took these last four colors here, the light oxide red and phthalo greens, and the transparent oxide red with phthalo green, and brought those guys down here and added cad yellow to them, trying to get the rich gold colors come through. And they started working on it. Some got a little green, so I added a little bit of cad orange to it. And then some of them just didn't pop, so I had to add, bring back some transparent oxide into them. That would be these two, a lot more yellow. And then I took this cad red and phthalo green up here, brought it down here and added cad yellow to it, like these guys. And you got a really nice mustardy color, kind of goldish mustardy. And then I added white to it to get a piece of it to a value of these guys. And that will probably really be helpful in some of the laying in of some of the colors down here at the bottom of this guy. All right, and then any questions? One of the colors I like to do now is we're gonna take and tone the canvas, so we're not working off of white. I'm going to be using transparent oxide red up here, or burnt sienna if you have it. You don't have it. And I'll be doing just drawing it in, changing the color of the background and drawing it in. So first thing out, I'm out of oil. Yeah, I'm going to come back to the other camera, get everything else going here. Yeah, I'm going to bring this in as close as I can get it without, and still be able to get a foot in here and paint. That's about it. So I'm just using a regular board here. These are New York Centrals, they're called now. Panel. It's by Jerry's Artorama. I was been using the Centurions, the linen. I really like those, but the problem is they have gotten a little too thin, and so they kind of do a little warpage on them if you get too big, and you don't have to get too big for them to feel that warp. So like anything after even 20 by 16s, they get a little warpage to them. That's kind of weird. So I like to, these guys don't warp. These are like double the thickness. All right.
Huh?
So transparent, I'm using, gonna tone my canvas. So I'm just putting a little oil on there. I could try something here. I don't know if this is gonna work or not, but one second here. Yeah, see what happens, goes vertical. Um, I like to keep the painting big. All right, so what I'm going to do is lay this thing out, and I kind of was telling you about, some little guides, kind of think about the size of his head. basing that off of for the body and things like that. So I'm toning this canvas with just transparent oxide. It has a little nice, rich, goldish color to it already. And so I can cheat a little bit and have some of this done almost when I can finish early. And just rubbing it in a little bit so it doesn't blot up. There we go. Remove some of the oil. Get this thing to start accepting paint. Right now it's still kind of blotting up a little bit, so. That should do it. All right. Now I'm just gonna tone in. Think about, I can draw in, tone in this back area here. This is just transparent oxide, or you could use burnt sienna, which other one you have. And what I'm going to do is just start the darkness off before I go to my first color here. I still got to draw them in and things, but this color, I can get this color start working right away. You can see it's just a little orangey compared to what I need. So that's why I need just a little bit of yellow in it. Okay. Just see it picked up here. All right. I'm going to draw it in. Trying to use some of those things I was talking about. The head here. I want to be at least, I was talking about trying to get a little bit more on this side. So a couple inches here, I think will do it. And size of the head. You can get that circle about just a hair bigger. So I'm going to base everything off of that circle. And so the second circle should be about here. So that's 1, 2. So it's about 3/4. So right about here. Now that's my little snow cone. It's going to be like a nice little ice cream cone. Almost a straight line to it. Splitting this bird almost head just like that. I might even go a little, feel like I could go just a hair longer too. I might have drawn the head up a little big. Oh, but yeah, I do. I probably didn't need to. But no one will know. I'm all there. So as far as that comes down, his body's going to come down about a little bit of half farther down. So his neck comes out to almost even with his head. Then when it gets to the bill here, comes out a little bit, then it kind of shoots down here to the bottom. It's a little bit too big right there. Then here. Like I said, I moved it over a little bit. Still probably only want to be about an inch away here, 2 inches here. So, yeah, it's about an inch and a half. Might have to look at the width of that beak a little bit. We'll get it all squared away before we start any coloring. Yeah, skinny. It's going to be a lot skinnier. And a little bit of the darkness in here. Darkness down there. This one, we'll take this one up. Just stagger it a little bit so it doesn't get too boring. Also back in here. Another line, good light line here. At least we don't have to deal with his feet. I mean, his feet are pretty much right there. So like I said, the body, bringing it straight down, should work as a mirror. So probably got his neck a little bit too thick. That's okay. A lot of this stuff's going to go away anyway. Oh, yeah, I didn't do that. I can push this back a little bit. I like that. Okay. This will do it. This will do it. I'm just going to lighten it up a little bit for you. Don't this in front. Kind of lose my way. All right. So I sort of had a start of this. Get the rest in. We don't need too much of this drawing to be right now. We can fix it. It's gonna be lose half of it anyway as we get going. All right. We're going to start with our first colors. They are the phthalo green and alizarin. Definitely have the alizarin side out first, red side. And this is really pretty light. I'm going to start like in the middle of this big swatch here and start laying it in here just to get the darkness in. This, and then I'll just have to warm it up on my next round. My next color is going to warm it up a little bit. I want to get this in the kind of in the middle of this section, this dark section. Valleys are going to be very tight. They're going to look very dark. You should be able. You won't be able to right off the bat tell what's warm, what's cool, till we get some lights in there, and they don't come in till the end. So I'm just going to bring that down a little bit. So that's my just the first color. That's just phthalo green and alizarin. Just putting it in the middle of that dark area. Might even, now that my brush is tainted and stuff, has a little bit of that purple on it, definitely I can go in and just tone in a few things. Like his neck and top of his head, just to start getting those colors in. But then you can see I'm using the oil that's added, and just basically I don't have any color on here. It's leftover color from these spots. And that's about all I have to do there. I'm going to go with the green side of this color now. You can start to see some of the green in here. Start to put it in this body a little bit, the lower parts. Okay. Going a little bit stronger. I got the purple right here. I'm going to put green underneath it. The green side of this color underneath here. And that will start to help things come forward. Okay. Yep, I'm gonna leave it there. Okay. Those are my first two colors. Mix it together, phthalo green and alizarins. Just as took them as far as I can go right now. I mean, I guess I could have went a little more green, I guess, into his body. I mean, into his wing here. Into his head a little bit more, but so just a little bit. A lot of underpainting. Sometimes the best stuff is the underpainting. You get this in there right. Sometimes you don't have to do much painting. The color will be just do a lot more light, have a lot more life to it. All right. Next color is this. We are going with oxide red light oxide red light, and green. This is the red side. I'm going to start putting it in. Yep. Just a little dark, but it's okay. I'm going to put it in this one stripe going in here into his back here, and also I'm going to work it up a little bit into the painting, but I'm going to do it here and then then in here a little bit. And you know, those stripes, don't worry about them. I just don't want them to be the same. So little space. Start to put in the beak. Well, I'm not putting in the beak, but I'm putting in the background behind it. I'm just going to work it up into that green I put in there. You can't tell. Just push it up a little bit. It's going to get lightened one more step after this, but you bring it down in here too. This section. Just to give it a tone. Yeah, that body's a little small. Whereas the head just too big. It comes to here and then kind of goes up. So that is the red side. Now the green side, again, these is no white into them. The green side, I'm going to put up top. Let the greens and then kind of bring it down into that alizarin that I had in here. Alizarin and phthalo green right here, this mix, that dark mix in here. Just work it in here. Don't want any real big strokes showing, so it is good synthetic like this. I can, you know, pretty much get rid of everything. Eat pretty easy, so. I put a little bit of green right in the middle of this shape. Can't tell. Yeah, that's the those are our fourth colors done, or first four done. And the black ones, these are a little bit darker. These are your transparent oxide and phthalo green. Let me see. I'm thinking I'm going to go on the red side first. Oh, there's going to be a nice transition color into that red, and just will start to be a little glowy. Middle of the painting down here. Getting there, but not quite right. the bottom of the bird here. Right here, these bottom feathers going to the transparent oxide on the green side, going into the bottom and into the foot here. Looking at also into some of the creases in the wings and things like that. In here, you can see the warmth as these guys separate out a little bit. Some of the feathers at this closed stage right in here. It's important to follow the follow the follow the feather there a little bit. A little bit on the back edge of his. Well, right where the highlight's going to end up being. All right, I might put a little bit into his front of his beak here. Okay. That's pretty good. I can live with that. The next color we're going with, now we're moving down. Colors are just going to go a lot quicker now. I'm going to go with this is Phthalo Green and Cad Red Light. And I was sort of seeing this a little bit into his beak here. And I get a little bit. A little bit in that. This is not yet the red. I was not using well, since we're there, I'm going to just, this is the underpainting for the color, for the beak. You know, the reds that we made up. This is just some of the colors underneath. Just because I was going to put it right here and I could see that, you know, it's really kind of close. So, and it is close on here. So, okay. So this is going to be one of my, like would say, mid-tone colors now that start to, you know, it's opaque. So it's going to start really popping. So this is the Cad Red and green. This is on the red side. It's going to get a lot of the midtones and just basically almost silhouette or highlight around this the bird here a little bit with that reddish gold. And then the stripes, it's on the outsides and of the stripe, basically the middle of it, a little darker. I even go a little golder on the back edge, greener on the back here. Well, you can't see it. So I'll start with red and then I'll work my way to a little bit greenish red top here. And basically I'm just trying to barely touch and slight mix, but not too much. And I'm going to come down and use those same colors on the lower part of the painting here. Thing is that now that I've touched everything up there, I don't got quite the strength in the color anymore. So it's dull a little bit. I might have to come back and add a little more red here. And this reflection of the beak here coming down. Forgot about this one little shadow here. It's a really great little dark shadow. I'm going to go back to the transparent oxide and phthalo green on the transparent side. It's really pretty dark. Let me get this back in. It's a little bit more of a angle. It's too flat. Okay. That's pretty much it for the darks. We kept it pretty clean back here. The last thing I'd probably end up doing is probably coming back and there'll be a few little strokes up here to lighten it up just a hair more. Maybe a little more on the transparent oxide. Yeah, transparent oxide, dark side. Just enough to give it some warmth. Almost looks like a swan. So it's okay. That helped get a little bit of this work done on the beak. But most of that stuff was done with the synthetic here. Okay. Now we're into our midtones. Pretty much the golds and things. Um, you know, I'm just thinking, I'm not sure if I need the U jump to here. Well, they're going to be little lines going across the back here. So some of these golds at the end here, there's transparent oxide with yellow in it. But one of the last colors we made up. This would be like coming in and just adding the last little surprises to it. And I'm doing this just because I was looking for darks and stuff, making sure I had everything in here. And I'm sure I have these, see if these golds are kind of really, what I have there is working pretty well. So it's like, and it's about the time to go to this color if I was going to do it. So I was just trying to kind of hedge my bet and see if I had to, how much I had to do it. That's what I was saying about water. It's really just following the line through everything. It's going to go through, it's going to mix, come back out the other side, follow it up. Yeah, I could use just a hair of white in this color. I mean, I'll for this area here because it's just a little needs to be grayed out a little bit more. Well, it needs a little bit of the reflective color and to come in here. So that's what that green will do. We'll get it, find a nice value of it when we get going here. We're just laying in these golds. These are just transparent oxide and just a hair hint of green, that one, and with yellow in it. I added just a touch more oxide into it here and there. Just a little bit of marks here just to break it up. Okay. Since I got gold and stuff on my brush, right? I don't want to just go to greens and stuff that are going to be in here. I'm going to stay with it. So I'm going to end up painting his beak in. So I'm going to go to the first color. This first color is, again, phthalo, just oxide, light oxide red with a little bit of phthalo green. Came down from here. And then we had cad red to it. That guy's going to end up being a lot of the shadow colors in here. I mean, I basically already have a lot of the colors right in here already. I just got to start building the color. So building it on the beak, that's the beak is the thing that, sells the bird. I mean, it is a little thing here. So I'm going to kind of go over to the other side and check out the cad red on this one. This is transparent oxide version I did with it, with just a little bit of, again, cad in it. And see if it starts to glow a little bit. It starts to. It's going to be over here too. A lot of the finishing little richness in this beak. Come in there. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to steal the last of it that basically almost might even have to go to almost pure cad red. This is it. Trying to get just a touch more on the paint. And I just barely touched a little bit of oil before I grab my paint. That will give me at least one good stroke color going over the stuff. Just barely makes a difference. Now I'm going to jump over. I'm going to use it, start getting into some of my greens. That's what this does. Before I get you guys to go ahead and do it. This is light oxide red and phthalo green on the green side. Right in the middle of the beak, his mouth, the edge and stuff, it has a little bit of green in it. Right on the edge coming down here, going around and coming down at the bottom of the beak. I might have to lighten it up just a hair. What I'm doing now, this is just want to get a little darker right at the top. Let's head here. So I'm using alizarin and green at the very top of it, coming back down and to his eyeball here. There's alizarin and phthalo. Yes. Getting that in there, working that in there. A little bit stronger, that's all. Okay. Now I'm going to switch to a different brush. Now we're going to go to a bristle brush. I'm going to go with about the same size though. Nice one that can do a lot of work quickly. See, I have a lot of color already in here. I just want to put in uh, a little more mid-tone, changed colors in here. Um, there's some greens that are falling in under the shadows, and then it goes to purple and things. And so I want to see if I can get those in with this brush and see how they work. This is phthalo green and alizarin. It's on the green side. I just want to see right here on this edge of it's okay for that. That works okay. I was really thinking it was going to be a little bit warmer in there. So I was kind of hedging my bet. Now this value is a couple degrees too dark for some of these areas here, so I'm putting it in pretty light. Just trying to get some rich color in here. So the white, when you put it in with a little bit of white, you get a little bit of kick to it. A little green, a little purplish too here. I'm gonna go with that. Remember that green we made where I added just a touch more green to it? Just a little spot more strength. Okay. Hmm. purplish, more purple again, back into these little darker areas around his head. Trying to keep them really kind of dark, right up against the highlight. So not the same value, but just cooler, just in the purples. So phthalo green and alizarin color. Back to the very beginning, and you're working back into this mid-tone here a little bit too, just to get it to the right feel. I help a little bit with the drawing a little bit. Okay. Tightens it up a little bit more there and there. Okay. I'm going to go a little purple. Add a little more purple underneath this wing here, this underneath part of the belly or of the bird right in here, the side, more side, I think this is. Making it a little cooler than the top. So the top I'm going to stay keeping it a little bit on the phthalo side. And then below here is going to go a little bit more on the lizard side, right in here. That's a little strong. Little strong. Let's see how warm I have to get this bottom part of the wing here. If it's simple as one step or is it two steps warmer? It looks like it's two steps. So instead of being uh, oxide red light in red, it's more transparent oxide in phthalo green. And then that will have to start coming into its head. Gonna be a little dark at the beginning here, but then I'll redden up here a little bit. Oh, that's a block in. That's what I would consider a good block in. Everything's pretty much covered. The white here is good enough for now. Um, value wise, it's right. Got the darks in. Really just need the highlights. Highlights are what you want to, help really correct all the drawing problems with. So, 1 second. And it's thinking about the drawing. Just making sure that shape was all right. Yeah. And I can move into a few of the other, I was thinking about moving on to my other highlights or my midtowns here, but I'm pretty much there. Let me see this one. That's the only one I haven't touched, and this would be the phthalo green and light oxide red side, but on the green side. And I was thinking that was going to go in here. Just in a few of these feathers, leaving a lot of the dark purple here to show through. Lightly warmer than the coolness, and so it grabs a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna go back to my sharp brush and just put in a couple of these dark purples in the start separating out a little spots here. Okay. Tail at the end here. See if I went too far. Get rid of it. Okay. I'm just gonna clean my brush a little bit, my big brush, bristle brush, and then we'll move down to light colors. When we get done with those, well, we'll see. Kind of look underneath here first to start doing it. My lighter colors, trying to get the greens that are in here. I might need to. I think I'm probably at 3 is probably too far. I'm thinking it probably should stay at 4. Well, let's see. That is light oxide and phthalo green on the green side. And it basically, I kind of moved it back to a 4. I thought it was just going to be too bright. Let me see. That was on the green side. And then in here, the red side. That's what I was thinking was going to be way too warm, but it's really cooled off. Okay. Go a little more red than that. Thinking about here though. Getting up here and stuff, finding just a little bit of unusual color besides all the other ones, alizarans and blues and purples. Okay, now I'll put those guys in. This is phthalo green and alizarin with white. It's on the green side. Number jumps down to about oh, well, that's pretty much a 4 or 5. I think I was supposed to take them to a 3. So that's what I'm looking at it going, it's a little off. It's okay. Can always lighten it up a little bit. I want it on the purple side. I'm just going to put a touch more alizarin into it. I just need a touch more color. Just went a little white. I'm going to use that for this back tail here. Lightness. Okay, for the wing behind it, I'm just going to add just a touch of cad red from the bill into this purple, just to get it a little more something. And that's this back wing here, this back here. I just wanted to get a little bit of warmth in here. Just a touch more red, maybe more cad red right in the top area here. There you go. Go back with the blue a little bit more in the bottom of it. Okay. A little bit more blue for the that's a little, this is where you get a little chalky here. It's just not enough color. So it doesn't really have anything. So it's good shape. Just not enough color in it. So yeah, a little more. I think probably what happens just right on the edges, just warm it up on the outside edges of the shape. Just a little cad red, what I'm going to use for the bill. Some light from using, going to use right on the edge of the bill here, that line. Just using that a little bit on these white feathers here. I'm just going to have to figure out where they go. Okay. So, going to go with just a slightly smaller bristle. And start digging in around the outsides here, giving it some shapes. Definitely gets a little more orangey. Here, before I use up all my paint I made for that spot, let me put in this bill line. This is where I like to use a knife and just get enough paint on the edge of my knife here just on the edge of it, just grabbed a little bit, and I can just, draw it down that line. Just that hairline, just all I need.
Jim, is that a highlight you're doing, or?
Yeah, I was just a highlight because I was going to use this color up for some other things, and I go, well, I don't. Before I use it up,
Yeah.
keep using it. Let's use it for what I made it for. So that's why I was running it down in here, trying to get it in here just a little stronger, because the background back in here just is pretty much okay already. But I was going to start to use a little bit more of that red on the back of his neck now, because I got the colors in here. I just got the greens, I got some reds, but it just goes to a little bit more red. It could just be a little richer too. Not as much white. That's close. That was close. I think it still gets a little warmer. And then right on the edge of that, I'll be putting in a really bright highlight. I say, so some of this stuff takes care of itself when you get going. So just on the edge, going around that dark, just a little orange red. Bring it into the face here a little bit too. Yeah, I could use almost just right on the edge. Gonna be a little more cat. All right. Then right at the bottom, touch more red. All right. Well, I hope everybody got what they wanted for Christmas and everything. Let's see what I get. My son got me a portable espresso maker. So he said for like when I go out and do plein airs, I can make my own espresso out there. I said, okay, I'll see if I can use that. Can't hurt. All right, that's pretty good. I mean, shape wise and stuff, really just looking for the main highlights to put in, and a few of these lines here. So I think I'm just going to skim down a little bit before I get to the highlights, because the highlights are really what's going to make this thing. And I don't want to give them away too soon. So I'm going to finish painting back in here now. I'm going to put the base tone down and a little bit rich, and then bring it back with some white. So this is this kind of ochreish yellow I made. Started off with phthalo green and cad red, a lot of cad red. And I brought down and put in cad yellow. Got a nice little kind of ochre color to it. So I'm going to put it in kind of thin and start to dirty up this area here a little bit. And sometimes just grab a little bit of the shadow and pull the paint through it. I might end up using it a little lighter, I thought. And I can lighten up a few more spots. Talking to myself a little bit. Put them in just with a little bit of a slice. I said I could do it with this other tool too. Let me see what that does. Probably should have done it a little sooner than this. Let's see. I can put it in here and just race back out a little spots. Just barely moving it, just barely taking off paint. And then wiping it off, the edge off. And if nothing else, it's going to give me a nice line, and I'll be able to just really come back and put paint on it with that if it doesn't work. If it doesn't. But, just test it out. Problem I have here. Gone into a little bit. It's a little bit too big to go in between these things. Okay. All right. Let's just say that's about it. Now I got my erase tool here. I'm just going to put in the highlight start drawing it in. Yeah, I know. Right here on the, going to be a nice one here. Basically, I'm taking out the paint before I can get a good clean one put in. When I come back and put the paint in, it's going to not mix with too much and it's going to stay brighter. It'll really give you the idea of what's going on here. I mean, this guy. thicker. I can at least know, stand back from it again and get the idea and see if how bright I want my highlights to end up being. You never know. Sometimes these lines look better. And then what I'm going to do is put in some bugs. Use these bugs to again draw the eye around the painting. I can come back and put these in again with paint if I want, if I needs it. Sometimes this is just good enough. I use okay, all I need to do is put in the eyeball. See if I can place one in here. Maybe a oxide and a little red to it. Keeps it small. I'm a yellow white highlight. I want to put a few of those guys in at the back end, some of these things. And I like to put them in with my knife, especially this point on them, just is almost perfect for laying our men. It said we'll be doing a palette knife painting in the group this winter. I think it's probably a landscape. Probably a lot of trees. All right. And probably just go around the head here a little bit more. Just fill the stuff in. Get a lot more yellow at the top here. Mm, that'll be it. A lot of times looking at these highlights, going around them, looking for sometimes little areas that I can really, put a little color in that make the yellows and stuff pop and stuff. So look for little spots of where you can put in a little bit of, uh, phthalo green, white here. Little sharp lines of that. That should do it. I have to darken in that spot a little bit more. And like you little synthetics at the end to come around and hit the ends. Okay. I think that's it. I mean, for tonight, I think that mm, a little bit of going back into the bill type things and doing little things like that, but you can see pretty much everything's there. Just got to make sure, you know, drawings right. And it'll be good. I'll bring you in. Start to see what the effect is. So, kind of simple. Kept it, kind of keeping it easy. I mean, I might have to go darker on it yet, but I don't know yet. I just gotta get a fresh eye. There's this stuff to finish up. Okay, so let's see how you guys did. So, if you want to show, you know, turn your mic on and turn your camera on and see what you have. Good to see Ray made it. All right, we got Lisa P's showing.
I'm gonna see if I can get the glare off of it. I lost my internet, so I was winging some of it. So I'm gonna have to go back and
You don't need me. You can wing it. That's a pretty good wing. Look at that wing. That's a good wing.
no pun intended.
I know, and it worked out fine. You hit it.
The
Okay.
background's gotta be made less rainbowy.
Yeah. You can darken it in a little bit more. You
Yeah.
don't have to have quite that. It's just a hair light.
A lot of glare on it.
That could be it. That could be it too.
Yeah.
Okay, it was not quite as rainbowy. Yeah.
Now it's even more.
It's
I just can't get the glare off.
yeah. No worries. Yeah, take it towards the browner side of that, and
Yeah.
you'll be fine. The reds to the browner side, you'll be fine.
Okay.
Good job on the the wing, and the beak looks good. You're starting to get some nice transparencies, and your water looking fabulous already. Congrats on that. I mean, that's nice and simple and clean.
I moved him too far to the left. Those butts gonna run off the canvas.
No one's gonna know. No one's gonna know. You can just squish it,
Yeah, I'm going to.
squish it in there. We don't have to. No one's gonna know. It's just a 3/4 view now. Now he's. You got a little bit more, but no one knows. No one knows that stuff. But otherwise, I mean, the drawing stuff and the lines and the water is really working out really quick. I mean, well already at this point. So nice job.
Thanks.
Yeah, fabulous.
Thank you.
Okay, Mike, anybody? See who painted. Let's see, Ray.
I'll go, Jim.
Okay, Mike's going.
Let me figure this out here.
No worries. Yeah, there you go.
The reverse camera, though.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Look at that. That's really good. The color values are really strong, Mike. I mean, you're just like the photo next to it. I mean, you really nailed the lights already, even with they're not even I'm sure if they're, yeah, they look like they have some paint on them. That looks strong already. Okay, the body of them might be just a hair light, but not by much, and then, but the values in the background going around are really good.
Thank you.
Yeah, a little bit more color probably in the white into the main body a little bit, but I think that's just a value thing too. If you just a hair darker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question about the highlight around the head and the body of the
Mhm.
bird?
Yeah.
You used your tool, if I remember right, to go through there and kind of scratch out. Are you
Yeah.
gonna back over that with paint?
Yeah. Now it go white paint or the highlight color will
Okay.
go right in, and it'll go cleaner in there into that area. Just a touch of oil too, and it'll slide in there, and it won't mix up too as much.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Great.
So, and it's great because it's just like a pencil. You're just cleaning it up, and it's so much easier to do it that way.
Makes
Okay.
perfect sense.
No
Thank
more. See, you heard, it's perfect sense. I make perfect sense. There you go. Wow, Mike, you were right. My values are way off too. Look at that value there. I think the photo's a little dark. Okay, who else wants to play here? We got anybody else? Tammy, you're down there. Ian Ray, both the West Coast people. Wait, no, Tammy's in Arkansas. Okay, well, right. It's 9:30 anyway.
I got a question.
Nope, not too late now, Ray. I mean, where the hell you been?
I've been here the whole time. What do you mean? You just can't see me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh,
So
hey,
my,
hey, if anybody wants to know what Ray looks like, this is
oh
Ray.
yeah,
That's Ray. That's what Ray looks like right there. That's my buddy
Yeah.
Ray from
Awesome.
out there. He was
I was thinking we could trade paintings when I make one of you.
oh boy, that's nothing but round. That's just nothing but circles, buddy. Go
So,
ahead. Yeah,
Yeah, my
what's
question is, so are we using all the colors like, uh, like yellow, the red light, the orange, cadmium orange, all the colors you usually use, even the blues, the ultramarine blue, or
on this one? I didn't use much blue.
okay,
I really didn't. Everything else. If you're trying to save money, yes, I did not use the alizarin, the blue, and I did use orange, but and everything else pretty much.
okay. Well, I'll have to show you next time. My laptop, it doesn't, Zoom doesn't see my camera on my laptop, so
Oh, okay.
I'm running on battery or without a battery. So I had trouble booting it up to get it to boot up. And so anyway, I have a new laptop. I just have to get it configured by next Monday. So
Yeah, get on it. Get on it.
okay.
Hey, yeah, that's good. I use my old laptop and a monitor, big old monitor. Basically, that's all I do is display my photos up there to work from. So it's just a big old monitor, and I can move it around and stuff. It just keeps me from putting the paper in my hands and stuff. So it's a lot better
Well, I
visual too.
should have something to show next time.
Okay, all right. We're going on to a new one out next week too, though. This is pretty much it.
Okay, I'll try to click on it, and then
Are you retired now, Ray?
yes, I am. The
There,
31st is my last day.
there you go, buddy. You have nothing to do.
Yeah, I know. We got 4 feet of snow in the mountains.
Oh, up there. Oh, wow. I guess you got something to do.
Right.
All right, Ray. Um,
Is Ray in California?
Washington.
Washington. Yeah,
Oh, wow. You
he's
were
come
getting
to
those
he's come to a few.
atmospheric rivers.
Yeah, he's come to a few of my workshops out there
Nice.
and stuff. So he's okay. Then I guess that's it. Tammy, I didn't hear anything from, but also Ray and everybody. You can either send them to me, the photos of your paintings, and I can give you a quick critique, or we can, if you can put them up on Facebook on our student site, we're happy to critique it there too. People like to see what we've been doing.
How do you watch? How do you watch the video? It's on YouTube, right?
Yeah, I will
Okay.
be. I'll send you a link today or tomorrow on it when it's ready, and you can look at it from there.
Okay,
All right.
that's good.
Otherwise, you got to mix your paints on your own and then do all this stuff. But it works out. A lot of people, most of my students have been like the online now too. So
I just need to check my colors that I've mixed to see if they're. I always have trouble by putting too much phthalo green into my colors. So
sorry,
Seems
just
to be
laughing.
a chronic problem.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, welcome to the club.
Uh,
I will. I tell you what. I'll take a picture of my palette too, so you guys can get a good look at the colors
okay.
again at this point, and pass that along with the finished painting tomorrow. All right.
All right.
be helpful. Thank you.
All right, guys. You guys take her easy.
Thank
Have
you,
a great
Tim.
week. We'll see you up again next
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
week. No problem.
Thanks. Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Good night.
Night.